Over the next several weeks, I'm going to introduce you to the Clarity Coven, which is the founding members of the Rooted and Relentless Mastermind, my soul sister project to this podcast, as I like to say. This feature, meeting the Clarity Coven, giving them the spotlight on my podcast and going deeper and really bringing what they do and who they do it for to life so that others can hear that, is one way that I chose to be extra in my own client experience. Over the next few weeks, you'll hear directly from these highly skilled, badass entrepreneurs who are showing up and doing the work, who they serve, what they do, tips they have for the business owners that they serve, and any advice they give to people building businesses of their own. This is what stakeholder experience looks like in action. So buckle up, Buttercup, grab your notebooks, and hold on to your tits. This one is most definitely for you. What's up, everybody? I am so stinking excited to bring someone fantastically unbelievable today. That sounds like jargon. What will I say about Alissa Bellantoni? Tenacious, gritty, high achieving. Alissa is one of our Clarity Coven, which is the founding members of the Rooted and Relentless Mastermind. And she's joining us today to chit chat about her business. She really is the go-to in the online business management space for any business owners hoping to untangle the back end, avoid burnout, have their business really running like the machine they dream of, but also our OBM squared here is a mentor for others hoping to start an online virtual support business. So I'm super excited to have you here, Alissa. Why don't you start just telling us who you help and what you do? What kind of work lights you up for them?
Yeah, well, thank you again for having me. I greatly appreciate it. As you mentioned, yes, I do help business owners streamline operations. I really focus on preventing them from reaching that burnout mode because I myself have experienced that, so I know what it's like. The OBM squared, I'm also an online business mentor. So I have a 4-week course and mentorship program where I teach other women and wannabe entrepreneurs, as I call them, the how to start their dream virtual business. And I do that with the not only the modules for 4 weeks, but also Slack support and some one-on-one time with me during those 4 weeks as well.
Yeah, I love the OBM squares. So that's one thing that we talked about and worked on recently because a lot of like face level, right? It seems like those are two different things. And you're like, different parts of the journey. So you help well established, I would say, business owners, folks who
Mhm.
have run successful businesses, really take care of everything on the back end. I know with your own team and with other teams, right? When you're online business manager. So you're not like, hey, here's the thing I did and it worked really well. And here's how you can do it too. You're like, still doing it all the time, which I think is my favorite part. So the systems that you are in are relevant because we know as systems people, the systems are always changing. Like you're relevant to what the people are actually needing. So you're like a perfect kind of middle point between the two. Okay, let's just get really into some nitty gritty stuff here. I would love to hear from you what you think a misconception. What's one misconception people have about online business managers or just virtual support businesses in general?
I think the biggest one that I have experienced personally and see so many of my colleagues experience is that they just hire one person to do everything. And that's not the case. So I love ops. I love doing the tech side of the back end. Let me set up the platforms for you. But I do not consider myself a social media manager. I don't like doing content. I struggle with my own content. So I think that is the big misconception of they would hire one person to do everything. And while, yes, I'm sure there are some unicorns out there, as we call them, that usually means that they're not a specialist in any certain area. So I think identifying and understanding that the online business manager would more than likely be your ops person. Then you would have a virtual assistant do more of the day-to-day tasks, inbox management, etc. Then you have a social media manager and so forth.
This isn't talked about enough for sure. So I'm really glad that you brought that up because we see this. We've seen this in our work together, right? We I have worked together for a while. You're a member of the mastermind, obviously. That's why you're here. We're chit chatting about it. But we've talked about this because, we've seen people come to you to hire something like, I need an online business manager. And then they're asking for like a full digital marketing suite. And I'm like, no, you need a digital marketing agency because you want a
Yes.
social media manager and you want someone to think through how the email connects to all of that. You're getting into strategy now. Be clear on what you even need to hire for. What's the
Right.
role that you want people to execute on?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We both see that a lot. So that's my suggestion. Would you suggest the same way? So if someone is getting to this point of overwhelm and burnout, and they're suddenly like, "Okay, I need help." Is that the trigger? Then what is your suggestion? What do they do now?
Yeah, so if the business owner is coming to me reaching that point and they need to hire outward, what exactly are you wanting? Let's talk through that. Let's come up with essentially a job description of what you're wanting. And then let's go out there and see who does those things. Because is it one social media manager who can do the copy and the graphics and all of that stuff? Or do you just need, like, you come up with the caption and you're fine with that, but you just need someone to make the graphic? You could probably get away with a virtual assistant to just do some light graphic creation or editing. And so I think having that conversation of really being detailed as to what your expectations are and then what you're willing to pay, that kind of dictates what you have to work with, because social media managers are usually not cheap. And so if you are wanting the best of the best, like, you understand that you're going to be paying for that. And just setting the reality, because they don't know. They just know that they needed help and they don't want to have an employee. They wanted to have a contractor. So educating them, which really falls on me as an online business manager, to kind of know the industry for other avenues other than my own, to be able to provide that guidance and strategy for them there.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's the place that I would start is, figuring out what it is you're hiring for, finding the people that do the thing that you need to do the best,
Right.
not trying to hire just based on your budget. Obviously, there has to be a budget to it, but that's where a lot of people start. They're like, "Okay, I need to go this route because that's what I heard, and here's my money, and can you do all of it?" And like you said, yes, unicorns exist, but they're still going to be stretched too thin
Hmm.
to get what you need done. So what level are you looking for? Being honest and paying accordingly is going to get you the better output there. Then you can have like an online business manager who can manage these different relationships so it doesn't seem like a lot of extra work to someone. Some people hear that and they're like, "Oh my gosh, now you want me to manage 3 people?" No, you can still manage one and let them manage other people, but set it up in a way that avoids exactly what you were talking about, Alyssa, which is the
True.
burnout and the fatigue. Let's shift it up here in the past couple months, since you really joined the mastermind. What decision or action are you most proud of recently?
Honestly, I was thinking about this weekend. It's finally reaching the point of authenticity in my own content. I struggled a lot to really cater to what everybody else may want to hear. So I found myself getting frustrated of, like, how do I word this caption or how do I word this email best? And it wasn't until I just kind of said, like, well, we're just gonna go for it. And I just brain dumped what I was thinking, that I've done it twice now with two of my newsletters. And the feedback I've gotten just from word vomiting, I guess is the best way to put it, and just being who I am, that has solidified, like, okay, I think I'm finally on the right track. And the group has really helped bring that out, because it's always easier said than done, right? Like, the coach can tell you to do this, but then it takes a group of people sometimes to all say the same thing. So I think just really getting clear on my authentic messaging has been the biggest aha for me so far. And so far it's going good. So we'll see.
I'm glad to hear that because I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have guessed that as, like, your
I
moment.
know
I
I
mean, I
didn't
know
really.
you doing these things, but, like, obviously, I know what you're doing here. I'm a part of all these conversations, but not you labeling that as, like, really a good thing. And the full body goodness, I think, that comes from being authentic, that's one of the best parts to me. When you, like, step into it because 'cause you're still it's almost like a filter or like a mesh wire, right, that's between you and what you're putting out. You're still putting it through this mesh wire for some reason of, like, that's what you've heard or that's what people are saying or it's how to do it. Like, I'm here to make clients. I got to check the box, whatever. When you're like, oh no, what I'm actually doing it for is to help these kind of people. I'm me and this is how I do it. And you start showing up like that. One, the benefit trade off is like, then those people actually find you and the full body goodness of like, okay, the pressure is relieved because I can literally just be myself. That
Yeah.
takes a lot of mindset work, a lot of ownership and belief that you know things to an expert standpoint. But I think you believe that now, right? You know that you have something to say
Yeah.
that really does help other people.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Let's wrap it up and close it out with one final question. What's one piece of advice you'd give another woman or person building a service based business right now?
I would say just don't get caught in the comparison trap. I was guilty of it. It's so easy to follow a bunch of other people who are doing what you want to be doing. As far as, like, if I was becoming an OBM for the first time, I'm going to go follow a bunch of those accounts to see what they're doing. That just puts you down a spiral. And I just recommend, like, following positive mindset accounts and having that support system that is unbiased and not in that realm to really just kind of guide you and keep you on the right track mentally, that you can do this, you are capable of doing this. I think that has been the biggest thing for me as far as not only starting my virtual assistant business, but then transitioning from that to an online business manager and not delaying my progress.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good one. Don't go follow those accounts, right? That
Yep.
would be mine. And so I do this, and now I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not telling people this enough too, is I don't follow a lot of coaches, and a lot of them follow me. Maybe they want to make me a client, but I don't need to know what they are not my people, right? When you're curating your followers and you're using social media to foster relationships and make clients, that's who you're curating it with. Now, looking at them from a competitor analysis standpoint at some point for sure, when you're like, I'm creating this program, what are people charging for it? Go do
Right.
that research and stuff like that. But the last thing you want is to open your social media and your feed be full of like competitors. What's that helping you? Well, you want to be full of people that you're trying to sell to, and that will help some of the comparison too. And yeah, everyone has something to say that's valuable, sell that's valuable. You're gonna find your unique differentiators, and watching you do that the past year has been freaking phenomenal. But the past few months alone too, the difference in like us working one-on-one and you hearing from a community that's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, most of this shit is normal." So,
Yes. Yeah. I'm
so
not
it's
alone.
easy. It makes it easier on you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alyssa, for coming, for your trust, for your love always and everything, Steph Rubio and Rooted and Relentless. And you brought a little bit of love to the folks here today that are listening. And tell us where we can find you, Alyssa, how people can keep up with you, continue to learn from you, and see you show up authentically, which you're starting to do a lot more of. And I'll also drop those in the show notes.
Instagrams at the Golden OBM. That's where I show up in gym hair and everything for stories and all of that fun stuff. You can also follow me through my newsletter. So I send out a monthly newsletter in the beginning of every month. I know Steph's going to drop that link in here. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I just prefer Instagram if I had to pick one.
Yeah, if you wanna see authentic gym hair, little bitty farm animals,
Yep.
badass OBM stuff, I'd say Instagram. Okay, I'll drop those in the show notes. You guys can keep up with Alyssa, and, this probably won't be the last time you hear from her.
Thank you.
Bye. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Rooted and Relentless. If it made you laugh, nod along, or grab that cute little notebook of yours and scribble something down, please hit me with the SSR, subscribe, share, and review, as in leave a review. Thanks for hanging. Bye.